1776 is a hilarious musical based on a book by Peter Stone. The story is constructed around the events surrounding the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It dramatizes the efforts of John Adams to persuade his colleagues to vote for American independence and to sign the document, further prompting the cast to sing "Sit Down, John."
Bye Bye Birdie, a musical where Conrad Birdie is the biggest rock and roll star of the 1960s ever to be drafted. Aspiring chemist and songwriter Albert is convinced he can make his fortune and marry his girlfriend Rosie, only if he gets Conrad on the Ed Sullivan Show to kiss a high school student. All the while, Albert's mother will do anything to break him up with Rosie. Famous songs such as "We Love You, Conrad," "Put on a Happy Face," and "One Last Kiss" will keep your toes tapping through this upbeat show.
The Nutcracker Ballet. On Christmas Eve, a little girl named Clara falls asleep after a party at her home and dreams herself, or does she, into a fantastic world where toys become larger than life. Her beloved Nutcracker comes to life and defends her from the Mouse King, then is turned into a prince after Clara saves his life. She is escorted by her prince through the land of the sweets by the famous music written by Peter Tchaikovsky.
A Christmas Carol is a stage-based play based off of the book by Charles Dickens. Ebenezer Scrooge begins that Christmas holiday with his usual miserly content, barking at his faithful clerk and his cheery nephew. But when the ghost of Christmas past, present, and yet to come take him on a journey revealing truths old Scrooge is reluctant to face, he must open his heart to undo years of ill will before it's too late. A Christmas classic for the entire family to enjoy.
Gypsy is a musical loosely based on the 1957 memoirs of Gypsy Rose Lee, the famous striptease artist, and focuses on her mother Rose, whose name has become synonymous with the ultimate show business mother. It follows the dreams and efforts of Rose to raise two daughters to perform on stage and casts an affectionate eye on the hardships of the show business life. The musical contains many songs that became popular standards, including "Everything's Coming Up Roses," "Small World," "Let Me Entertain You," "All I Need Is the Girl," and "Rose's Turn."
Ramona Quimby. Follow the breathless adventure of the world's most animated elementary school student. Ramona Quimby, the exasperating but lovable third grader brought to life over the last 40 years in the books of Beverly Clearly. While intended to be funny, the play also incorporates issues that touch on the lives of real families. Ramona's life is a mess, but with the help of her loving and patient family and friends, Ramona takes on life's daily challenges as audiences laugh and cheer her on.
12 Angry Men. The defense and the prosecution have rested and the jury is filing into the room to decide if a young man is guilty or innocent of murdering his father. What begins as an open and shut case of murder soon becomes a detective story that presents a succession of clues, creating doubt and a mini-drama of each of the jurors' prejudices and preconceptions about the trial, the accused, and each other. All the action takes place on the stage of the jury room, keeping everyone on the edge of their seat.
A Midsummer Night's Dream ballet, this stunning interpretation of Shakespeare's enchanting tale of love, quarrels, and mistaken identity, is a must-see this spring. A Midsummer Night's Dream will feature inspired choreography, a mystical set, and a breathtaking score.
Set in Depression-era Times Square, Guys and Dolls is about a couple of big city gamblers and the women who love them. It tells the overlapping stories of high roller Sky Masterson, who falls in love with mission worker Sarah Brown, and lovable rapscallion Nathan Detroit, engaged for 14 years to Miss Adelaide, a headliner at the Hotbox Club. Nathan runs a famous floating crap game, and an ongoing plot line involves his quest for a safe place for the game as Adelaide continues her quest to convince him to marry him. Meanwhile, Sarah, mistakenly believing that Sky set up an illegal game at the mission, tries to fight her affection for the charismatic crapshooter. Famous songs include "Luck Be a Lady," "I Love You a Bushel and a Peck," and "Adelaide's Lament."
Cinderella Jr. The timeless rags to riches fairy tale becomes a new audience favorite in Disney's Cinderella Jr., an adaptation of the animated film starring our community's talented youth. The classic story of how Cinderella is endlessly mistreated by her wicked stepmother and stepsisters and denied a chance to go to the royal ball. With a little help from her mice friends and a lot of help from her fairy godmother, Cinderella's dreams can come true.
High School Musical. Troy Bolton and Gabriella Montez are two totally different teenagers who meet at a party while singing karaoke on New Year's Eve. 1 week later, Troy goes back to his high school, East High, in New Mexico to find that Gabriella is a new student there. They quickly become close friends and accidentally audition for the school musical. After getting a callback, drama queen Sharpay Evans and her sidekick brother Ryan are furious. Then Chad, Troy's best friend and basketball teammate, and Taylor, Gabriella's new friend on the decathlon team, must find out a way to make Gabriella hate Troy.